you want something on your shelf that's really going to get people talking, and this is the version to have. Hi everyone, Tom from Hearns Hobbies here. Today we're going to have a bit of a close look at a rather rare kit. This is a Bandai kit that's been around for a long time, but it has been out of production for quite a while. And we're finally really excited to see that we've got the Bandai Perfect Grade Evangelion Unit 1s back. This is an absolute mammoth kit. This is a 1/60th scale kit, so it stands about 30 centimeters or so tall. So without further ado, let's have a look into it. All right, so the first thing we get here, we've got the manual for this one. This is a very early Bandai kit, so they actually put quite a lot of production value into the actual kit itself and into the manual. It's almost more of a collectible book than a actual instruction manual. It's got full color sections, takes you through some of the history of the EVA, some of the details of the series, and it focuses on quite a few of the different features of the actual kit as well. There's plenty of instructions, step by step, lots of really good artwork in there to take you through the actual build process. And this is almost coffee table quality. If it wasn't just an instruction manual, you could just have this lying around as an art book. So it's a really nice addition to the kit. The main part of the EVA, so the core of this one's a little bit different again to a lot of the perfect grade kits that have been done over the years. Especially with anyone familiar with the Perfect Grade Gundams. This one actually has an almost rubber-like core to the body. The reason for that is that the EVA design is very smooth. There are very few actual mechanical joints visible, and most of those would actually be sleeved over with the rubber part of it. Years and years ago when this first came out, you were kind of stuck with the rubber finish to this. Thankfully these days with paint from SMS and things like their Flex Agent, you can actually get away with painting some of the detail on this now and just bring the EVA up a little closer to the original actual anime drawings. Next thing we have in this one, so we'll start with the purple sprues. There's plenty of purple in this one. So first of all, you get the hands. So there's a few different hand sets in there. There's the open hands, the fists, and then the hand for grabbing the weapon as well. So it comes with the rifle, it comes with the progressive knife, all those bits and pieces, so you can actually arm the EVA the way it should be in the show. We'll move on to the next one. The next sprue, a little bit more purple on this one. This one actually has the leg parts and some of the arm coverings as well. And a few of the extra little detail pieces towards the back for the shoulder pads on the unit. The grey parts on the other side for this one, they're actually the internal parts to the arm, so they actually go around the rubber and underneath the purple parts, just give it the extra strength, and it gives you nice big ball joints for the wrists and that sort of thing as well. One of the really cool things I like about this kit was you don't just get the EVA. Anyone familiar with the series will understand these robots in the show, they can only run for a couple of minutes when they're not on power. So basically the whole time you see them, they're always connected to some sort of power. Bandai in this case, they've actually done a small power generator. The generator actually does come with a cable and the power connection as well. So you can plug that into the back. So you can have it looking connected, or you can have it looking like it's running on the battery pack. We get a nice green rifle in this one. So the rifle's quite simple, so is the progressive knife. They're basically just 2 or 3 pieces to put together. With the decals, they come up quite nice, but honestly, if you really want to make this kit look good, you are going to want to look at painting the rifle just to get away from some of the bland sort of panel design on that one. It really does benefit from having a touch of paint on that one. We'll go back through, we've got some more purple parts. So first of all, we'll go through the orange parts since they're on top. They're that's the foot pieces and a couple of little detail pieces from around the head as well. And we flip it over to this side of the panel, this side of the sprue. These purple parts, these are actually the parts for around the shoulder, around the neck. It's got quite a lot of good detail in this one. There's a lot of very small pieces in the EVA. And thanks to the perfect grade size, you can actually get to see some of that shape and some of the curves and things that make up the design. It's very unlike any of the Gundam kits that are around. It's a lot skinnier than most of them, and it's quite rounded, and there's very, very few right edges on this one. So we move on to the fluorescent green detail parts. So here we can see we've got some of the vents for the shoulder pads. We've got some of the extra pieces for detail around the upper arms, and some of the detail for around the chest as well. The black parts on the other side, by the look of it, yeah, okay, so these panels here, these were for the fins on the shoulder blades, so they hold the progressive knife in place. This is all articulated when it's done, so you can actually open it up and insert the progressive knife and remove it, that sort of thing. Being a perfect grade kit, you would expect that sort of detail. You can open and remove the entry plug as well from them. And of course they are fully posable. Moving through, we've got a couple of sprues left here. I'll go for this one first. This one has very much not seen in any of the movies, but seen in the manga versions. There is a giant sword for this one. Again, you don't tend to see this. Any fans that have only seen the anime probably won't recognize it, but it is a really, really nice detailed addition to add to the set. And it just helps you give a much better pose to it. My favorite part of this whole kit though, it's going to be a little hard to see, is this tiny little red sprue that's here. This is actually metallic red finish on it. This is actually the S2 engine. So again, anyone familiar with the series, there are basically two versions of this robot. For the first half of the series, it's the normal Eva that everyone knows and loves. As it gets towards the end of the series, it actually takes an engine from one of the aliens, ingests it, and this is where you end up with this red, basically ball piece that sticks out of the chest from then on. One of the cool things with this kit, you can LED backlight that so it does glow. And you can also wire up an LED through behind the head, which will allow the eyes to glow as well. So again, just gives it that extra bit of detail, and with a little touch of paint and the LEDs lit up, this kit looks absolutely amazing. The last piece we'll go through, this one actually shows you, this is actually the connection for the power for them. The cable is hiding in one of the other packs down here. But you can wire that all up again, as I said before. You can have it all connected and hooked up to the generator, so it looks like it's actually getting its power from somewhere. And the last pieces in here, they're basically just the connector pieces between the rubber frame and the actual parts of the armor that you'll start to put on, the black and the green and the purple parts from earlier. Moving forward, we also have a rather well done box. Keep some of the bits aside for you. So this bag of goodies, this has your power cable. This has a few little springs for some of the parts to put together, in particular around the jaw and in behind the shoulders. Your decals are hidden in here. Your LEDs are hidden in here as well, so the LEDs are actually included. It is a little tricky to wire up, but the instructions do cover that really, really well. Take your time, make sure you do it on the way through the build. Don't try to do it after the build. You'll have to pull half your model apart. But all in all, this is probably one of the most iconic robots that's been seen in Japanese animation for the last 30 years or so. The anime itself has set the world on fire, so if you're a sci-fi fan, there's a good chance you've already seen it, and this is the version to have. If you want something on your shelf that's really going to get people talking, Eva 1 is the one to have. Thanks for watching, we'll see you again soon.